Hi star beings of light, welcome to this video today. In this video I have some very exciting messages to share, and these are some of the messages that I have been aligned and have been made aware of by the galactic groups. And you know that I work with Arcturians and Pleiadians a lot. I also talk about Sirius, Lyra, Lemuria, Atlantis, and the inner earth beings quite often. And so I feel like there has been a reoccurring theme, right? There's these energetic portals that is arising for a lot of us as starseeds. And I feel that these messages will benefit many of you, maybe as an affirmation, or help you understand what's going on at this time. And yes, so let us begin. The first message that I'm getting from the galactic beings, my galactic guides, is healing our galactic war wounds, especially the Lyrans. So a lot of us have gone through cycles of conflict, right? Even the Pleiades and Arcturus right now, the guides that we connect to is in the higher realm. They also, right, we also went through those cycles to get on this ascension path. And so some of us still have some remaining karmic energy within our cellular and soul template that we need to clear. Especially, I notice when it comes to your war wounds with the Dracos, with the Draconians or the Reptilians faction. Because I find that there's a lot of us that, you know, have had lifetimes where we have been in conflict with these groups, and we hold on to that trauma within our bodies. And I've seen so much healing with a lot of starseeds that I have worked with in regards to these areas, is forgiving, right? Yourself, forgiving the other party for their actions. Because in their eyes, they feel like they are doing the right thing. And in our eyes, we feel like we're doing the right thing. And as a lot of spiritual materials say, it really, there's no good or bad or no right or wrong, simply a perspective, right? Being service to others or being service to self. And at times, healing these wounds, I find, will help us disengage and release ourselves from some of our reptilian programming. We all have a reptilian brain, right? So we all have a part of us that is connected to these energies. That's why we are in this reality. So it's not for us to just point the finger and say, oh, it's all their fault. It's, you know, they're here to cause pain and suffering. Yes, they chose, right, to do those type of work. But on the other hand, we also need to kind of look within in ourselves and do our inner work and say, okay, well, what part of me is engaging in these energies? For example, the fear, right? When we fear these beings, when we fear their control and their system, we generate these energies for them. But when we can come into that master vibration, right? When we can look at what's happening now as a opportunity to look within and to catalyze this great awakening, that this great ascension that is going on, we can now come from the perspective very much like the Ascended Master and understand the longer term of what's happening instead of just what's in front of us. And that can release a lot of fear. Also anger as well. I find that even myself included, I have woundedness within myself towards the reptilians, and I used to have fear about them, and I used to be really angry at them because I remember getting killed in Lemuria by these groups of beings. And so yes, all of us, I feel that we can empower ourselves to heal these wounds, because when we heal these wounds, we shift timeline. And when we shift timeline, we are no longer part of that reality where these sufferings and these actions, these control system is happening. And I think that's part of why us Starseed is here, to do this work. We infiltrated literally this matrix to bring in light, to bring in this ascended consciousness, right? It takes a lot of hard work and I honor each of you out there that's doing your inner work. And I feel that as we heal these galactic wounds, right, outside of ourselves and within ourselves, everything will shift. So yes, that's the first message, is looking into healing any galactic wounds, releasing fears in regards to these reptilian beings. And also what I want to share is that not all reptile-looking beings are bad. We kind of just lump some galactic beings into like one group. The Greys, the Reptilians, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians. But within the Pleiadians, they have so many different types of species. And within Reptilians, they have different types of species as well. And not all of them are bad. And I feel that if we are all souls, I'm pretty sure we all have had lifetimes as a reptilian. So coming from that perspective of oneness also really helped me feel, okay, well, I'm not off the scotch here, you know. I might have had lifetimes where I was unkind. Even in this lifetime, I'm not always perfect. I try to be, right? But sometimes, you know, maybe accidentally I will hurt someone's feeling. And so it's important for us to come from that perspective and to simply look at these darkness as disconnection from source, right? They're simply disconnected from source, disconnected from oneness. But if you've studied, let's say, the law of one material, a lot of spiritual teachers, they always say, even in Taoism and Vedic traditions, you go through this cycle where you split, right? And then you return to source again. All beings return to source at the end. Just like those movies that we watch, right? It always seem like, oh my God, everything is going crazy and everyone is betraying everyone. But then at the end, the light always prevails. The light always wins. So these are kind of what helped me and what I want to share. The second message is that I'm finding there has been a lot of messages, including with the inner earth beings. They have been really, and I'm so grateful to them, holding space with me and guiding me to release my masculine wounds. And this is about integrating our inner feminine, the yin energy, and the inner masculine, the yang energy. And I actually have a workshop coming up, if you're listening to this live, 2 days from now on May 28th, and at 5:30 EST, where we'll be going through a free workshop on integrating these yin and yang energies. And so I find that it's really important for us to heal our father wounds, mother wounds, and also coming in alignment within ourselves. For example, most of my injuries happen on my right side of the body. My left side of the body is usually really good, but whenever I have pain or injury, it's always on the right side. And if you're clairvoyant, if you can see my aura, this side is also way bigger and larger than this side. So I knew that I have some masculine wounds and blockages that I needed to heal. And my higher self and guides have been showing me that through dreams. I know a lot of you guys are having vivid dreams. These dreams are messages from your higher self. And when you record it, if you have a dream journal where you record your dreams, you start to see a pattern. They might be different dreams, but it's the same core message. And I realized that just through 1 week of practicing dream journaling, that all my dreams have the same theme. Is that my masculine shadows like to kind of hide, or my feminine side feel like the masculine is absent. And that kind of reflect into my past relationship, dating emotionally unavailable men, stemming from the inner child work and stuff like that. So I'm seeing, whoa, everything is connected. So when you heal yourself with one modality, you're healing yourself multidimensionally. So it's really time for us to embrace both divine masculine and feminine within ourselves. We need to send out the message to men that it's not women or girly to cry, to feel your feelings. We need to be supportive of men as they are re-embracing that more gentle side, the guardian, the poet, the wizard side of who they are. We need to help women also heal their wounds, like the witch wounds, the wounds that feels like we have to hustle and work so hard to prove that we are worth something. We need to allow ourselves to step back into the divine feminine and say, you know what, the creation force is already within me. All I need to do is balance my energy, right? Give when it's needed and nourish myself when it's needed. So it's important for us to integrate this. And let's go beyond binary too. I don't want to just say, oh, it's just for female or women and men. No, every one of us have yin and yang within us, however we identify ourselves. So it's very important for us to, in your own unique way, work with your masculine and feminine energy, because it's different for each of us, right? The third message that I'm getting a lot is reclaiming the sacred symbols. There's been a lot of symbols that have been hijacked by the dark, a lot of teachings that have been hijacked by the dark. And I feel it's really time for us light workers and Starseed to say, you know what? A pen is just a pen. It's how we use the pen. We can use this pen to write the word love, or we can use this pen to write the word hate. It depends on the person wielding the pen. And so it's really important for us to reclaim these symbols. Like, not all triangular shape means that, you know, that person is part of Illuminati. It could mean that they are connecting with their source. The pyramid was a symbol of light and spiritual initiation, ascension in the original state. It's just that it's been taken and tainted or misunderstood over time. And it's important for us, as we are returning to this golden era of the soul, returning to that beautiful vibration that we once had in Lemuria, and to reclaim these symbols, the triangle, the womb, the moon, and these sacred geometries, tetrahedrons, flower of life. Reclaim it. We need to stand firm together and say, no, we are not going to allow the dark to taint our knowledge. We're not going to let them disconnect ourselves from this sacred knowledge. We are going to bring forth these divine energy back to our innate divine wisdom. We're going to reclaim our light and our sovereignty. And we're not going to depend on them to tell us what to do. We're going to tune into our heart and soul and do what our soul truly wants us to do. And so that's message 3, reclaiming the sacredness of these symbols. And finally, number 4 is that you'll find with the energy lately that your physical body is changing. And so not every thing that you experience means that it's a punishment of the past. I think sometimes you're so conditioned that, oh, karma is a punishment. Karma is a punishment of the past. I look at it as karma is a momentum of energy, right? And forgiveness and love can stop that wheel of karma. And so sometimes, right, when you do have things like shedding skin, or certain rashes coming out of the skin, or having some flu symptoms, I believe some of these symptoms are a way for your body to get rid of the old toxins much quicker, much easier, and to cleanse the old 3D DNA. Because as we are going in through this ascension, the sun, our own stargate's light, is shifting our pineal gland, pituitary gland, and all of our DNA. And this is also why it's important, even during this time, to go outside, even as just at your backyard, at your front porch, to absorb light from the sun. And you will see from the sun is changing. You can see that rainbow halo around the sun. You can feel the sun is much more intense than it was like 10 years ago. And you know that as you are shifting your body will be able to handle the solar flash. It will be able to handle these high vibrational energies coming in. It is a problem. We do have to become aware of like 5G, and we do have to speak up and show, right, what is our boundaries. but also not to be afraid that we are going to succumb to some of these technologies. Know that you're a powerful sovereign being. And becoming aware of these technologies is also not sharing fear. A lot of times people come from the perspective, it's like, oh, it's doom days, it's all over. No. These are just part of the disclosure movement, that things are being uncovered, right? People are becoming more aware. And it's only through this awareness that sometimes you go through this dark night of the soul to awaken to our truth and choose what we want to align to our future selves. And so I know and I trust that I am in alignment to where I need to be. I can feel that there's much more ease, more grace, more synchronicities. Things just work out very easily. And I just trust and align, allow the flow to come forth. So come into this vibration, come into this frequency. And of course, I'm aware of all the shadows that are going through with the dark, but I'm not going to let it stop me from being in service to others. I'm not going to let it stop me and cripple me to feel that I'm somehow powerless to their regime. I know that this awareness is going to help us break free from the system. And so this is the perspective that we as masters and starseeds and earth angels and light workers, however you want to embody the source energy, to come into this warrior spirit and say, we are the guardian of our souls. We claim our souls and we reclaim our sovereignty. And so that's part of our physical body as well. And it's really, give yourself time to take care of your physical body, dear starseeds. And with ascension happening, you'll find that a lot of the old stuff is being pushed out of the service. It's this great detox that's happening, myself included. A lot of like deeper layers of things are coming up, but they also release much more quickly. And I do spiritual practices morning, afternoon, and nighttime for my own spiritual healing. And you can do it with your pets too. Animals love it. My bunny likes to lie in front of me when I'm doing chanting or healing. They can feel the vibration and they get the healing while being in this field as well. My bunny has like this little red thing on her eyelid. Chanting with her for 1 week, it's gone. So our healing power, it's also amplifying. When you heal yourself, you're healing your ancestors, your parents, your siblings, your children, and the collective consciousness is happening so quickly. You are so powerful. And our psychic channels, spiritual channels are also opening up so much more powerfully as well. And I see this. I work with a lot of people, and I'm blessed to be able to be part of this movement. And I can see that you're not alone. There's many of us that is on the same path as you. And it's just really important for us to focus being in service to others and not to get overwhelmed by information. I saw this meme the other day on Facebook saying, you seek too much information, not enough transformation. So knowing your multidimensional selves are great, but don't become too attached to the labels. Like, don't go around and be like, I'm this, I'm that, that's why I'm going to act this way, right? That's kind of a bit of spiritual ego. And I kind of have to remember that to remind myself all the time. It's one way to reclaim that part of ourselves and be like, oh yeah, I remember my Arcturian self. Oh yeah, I remember my Pleiadian self. But what do we do with this information? Now that you know you have these aspects in the galactic realm, what do you do with it? Are you using it to heal yourself? Are you using it to activate your spiritual gifts and powers? Are you using it and implementing the vibration of these multidimensional selves into your current etheric template? That's the transformation. And so I feel that the messages that I'm sharing with you at this time, I hope that it really helped you affirm some of the things that you're going through and it really helped you empower yourself as that divine, empowered, sovereign being that you are. And we're in this together. We are one, and I know that we can make it. We are so close. We are so close to that point of no return. The tipping point has already started. We're just playing out this rest of the games, if that's the right word. So I hope that these messages have helped you. And if you would like to, please join me 2 days from now or watch the replay, integrating the inner masculine and feminine energies in my free online workshop on YouTube. Or if you're on Facebook more, you can join my Facebook group, Rising of the Modern Goddesses. And my name is Tiffany. I really send you love and light from Source. May you be blessed by Source with abundance, with health, with rejuvenation. Remember how powerful you are. Remember how much light and love you have within you. Forgive your past self. Let the past self go. Every day when you wake up, you're a new person. You have a new beginning. And if you need some extra support, I do recently launched a course called Channel Divine Messages with Spirit Guides. And it's quite affordable. And there is 25 channeling practices that I have done on myself and that I still do in my spiritual journey that might help you open up more your spiritual gifts and channels to connect with your spirit guides. It's a self-empowering journey. There's also some live group classes with me as well. And if you want a deeper level of support, I am seeing clients online, private sessions. You can go to my website at highpriestessascension.com to see what kind of services I offer and to book in a session. And I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Send me a thumbs up or leave a comment below. Let me know that you're part of this great movement. I send you so much love and so much light. Go out there and shine your light. Bye.